All right, so what if I told you you were using Canva wrong? Instead of creating one-off assets, you should be creating a bunch on the fly. And one of the perfect examples for this in my mind is events. So for instance, you're throwing a big conference, you have a ton of speakers, you're going to need to create speaker assets for all of them, right? I mean, multiple sizes. This might be for channels and media types, but ultimately we're talking about a lot of speakers showing up to your event, and you want to make sure that as they get announced, your audience is aware of that. So check this out. We're gonna use Canva. I'm gonna share my screen. So the first thing you're gonna want to do is hit this create button to create a new sheet. So when you click that, it will just give you an empty spreadsheet. There are templates as well for different things you might want to do, but you start with a blank one. So I'm actually going to close this one because I already started something somewhere else. So what I'm doing is throwing a pretend superhero convention. I've invited and confirmed Iron Man, Spider Man, Thor, Black Widow, Captain Marvel, and 20 superheroes in total. I also went and got their images because I know that's always the most difficult part. But we need titles, we need companies. Check this out. So, what we do, if we just highlight all of these squares that are blank and click actions up here, we can use the fill empty cells tool to utilize Canva's AI, and it's going to just put together the entire list of missing fields here. All right, perfect. So we use the AI, and you can see it actually did a pretty good job. Obviously, right from the top with Iron Man as a genius billionaire philanthropist, and of course, Captain America as the Star Spangled Soldier. So what I want to do here is I want to create assets that will show each one of them. Historically, what we would do is we would create a template and then manually go in, update everyone's name, everyone's title, everyone's image, and take hours and hours and hours. So if you hit the plus button or this button here, you can add a page type. I already did that. I created a social media post, and this is what it looks like. So what you're going to see here is a couple of interesting things. So obviously, not a designer. Don't judge my skills. Hire a designer to actually create good assets and templates for you. But the name of our convention is the Superhero Convention. It's going to be held at the Avengers Tower. It's going to be held April 26th. So these are going to stay static. Whereas, like, if you look here, you see fields for character name, company, and job title. That's where we're going to apply those elements from the sheet. You also see, like, I've actually spaced out the fields just because some of them are going to be longer, some of them are going to be shorter. So this is something to consider as you're doing this. And then I obviously populated an example image in the background. As we think about templates, like if you want to use the background remover, you can enable that. You can edit in different kind of ways in terms of if you want to zoom, pan, whatever. But here's what we're going to do now. We have our template set. We are going to go back to this sheet. We are going to highlight everything, and then we're going to click that actions button again, and we are going to go down to bulk create. So bulk create will use the selected range. We will continue. It's going to ask you for a template. So we are in the superhero convention here, and it's just going to go back to our template. So I've already associated a lot of these, but basically when you click into things, you have this option up here that says connect data. So, this is the character name. We're going to click connect data. And this is aligned with the fields that are in the spreadsheet. So if you have 100 fields, you just pick the right ones. In this case, it's speaker. We could do that across the board. Company is going to be company. Job title is going to be title. I think it's silly that superheroes have job titles, but here we are anyway. I'm just obviously doing this to illustrate what we would normally do in assets. And then same thing with the image. So I click this one back here, connect data, and the image. So now we just click this button, create 20 designs, and it's going to get to work. And it created all of them. So you could view the folder or you can click into each one individually. Here's Eddie Brock. So you see, this is why we want to edit some of the field sizes. And obviously also you're going to want to just double check that these are good. But how much easier was that, where you have the name, you have the company, you have the title, you have the image all in there for you. Look at that. That looks awesome. Colossus comes through in the clutch. Then you just export these, upload them to wherever you need to, and you go from there. It's really, really easy. And this is how you can be creating assets at scale. Just use a spreadsheet, use bulk create. It is awesome.